For me, it's something that I try to do at least one act of self-care for myself. That is a little redundant. Hey guys, welcome back. I'm CHIA, and today we're gonna be talking about self-care. But wait, before you go, I'm not just talking about skincare and warm bubble baths. I'm gonna actually talk about what self-care is and how you can do it even more easily in your life. It doesn't always have to be this big thing. Really, self-care is just all about taking care of yourself, right? So today, this week, let's be real, I'm a mom of two, it's never today. This week, I'm going to be really working on self-care with the move and everything that we've had. I've just let a lot of things fall by the wayside, and well, my reset video 2 weeks ago helped just kind of like clear the plate. Now I actually need to like begin to put those good foundational principles back into place. So I'm gonna show you the self-care that I do on a regular basis, and some of those nice little extras when you need a little extra boost of self-care. But we're gonna go ahead and get started because my battery's about to die. So we're gonna go ahead and get started before that happens. Okay. I know I literally just made fun of bubble baths, but they do have their place in self-care. On its most basic level, self-care is all about taking care of yourself, physically, mentally, emotionally. And sometimes you do just need a day where you're pampering yourself a little bit and taking care of what you've been neglecting. But also, there is so much more to self-care, and we make it way harder than it has to be. Like, here's a radical idea. Something as simple as just filling up your water bottle and making sure that you're starting your day well hydrated can be an act of self-care as long as you remember to view it that way. Also, just starting the day with a good, healthy, filling breakfast is another act of self-care. Another simple act of self-care that I love is just taking the time to get outside, go on a walk, breathe some fresh air, especially this time of year, enjoy the fall colors, or taking a moment to slow down and play a game with my kids really helps release some of the tension that we feel in parenting as a stay-at-home mom all day. Speaking of that tension, another area I chose to focus on for self-care was addressing one of those areas. We have been having battles every morning trying to get our kids to eat their normal breakfast of Greek yogurt. And no matter how many sprinkles I let them add, we seem to be having the same conversation every single morning. And by conversation, I mean argument. Rather than continuing to argue with my 4-year-old, I thought I would just meal prep some different breakfast options so that we could avoid the whole hassle. I started with this chia seed pudding recipe that we've been making for years that our kids just devour. I'll throw the recipe in the description below. I also use this time to prep some fresh veggies to have on hand for lunches. I love to just be able to throw them quickly on the plate, so I'm really saving myself some time here later by doing this. And I rounded out the meal prep with some pumpkin pancakes. It means no morning battles. The boys can have some whipped cream with their pancakes if they want, and a good, fun seasonal bake from me. That's what I call a win-win-win.
The important difference here is with win-win-win, we all win.
Even cleaning can be self-care. I am definitely type A enough to recognize the impact that my environment has on me, so taking the extra time to do the dishes after that meal prep or folding those extra 4 loads of laundry is always worth the temporary suffering. To finish out my week of self-care, I even took myself to the gym for a little me time. Being a mom of 2 littles means that if any workout is going to happen, it's only because I've made it a priority and planned it for myself. So, given everything else I've had on my plate lately, this has not been on the list. It felt good, though, to be back in the gym and to get my sweat on, even if it turned my face tomato red. I know that any effort like eating healthy, working out is an investment in my long-term health, and so it's always a good choice for self-care in my book. Okay, so that's a typical week of self-care for me. I didn't want to do anything like extreme or extra. I really just wanted to show you how self-care can blend seamlessly into our everyday lives. I'd love to hear from you on what some of your favorite acts of self-care are that you do on a regular basis, so sound off in the comments below. I think one big misconception about self-care is that it's a treat or a reward.
You treat yourself.
But taking care of your well-being is not an extra. It's a non-negotiable. Also, self-care is not self-indulgence. It's not an excuse to binge Netflix and plow through the leftover Halloween candy. It should truly be about taking a moment to check in with yourself and figure out what you really need and then giving yourself that. Here's how I think about self-care. It's something that I need to do daily. I know some other moms out there are going to think that that sounds impossibly hard, and I do get it. But that's why it's so important that we redefine self-care and we move it away from sushi lunches and pedicures and refocus it on really just being about giving yourself what you need. You cannot give from an empty well. There's a reason why airlines say to put on your own oxygen mask first. You have to take care of yourself, especially if you're a caregiver to others. That's why a lot of times my self-care ends up looking like folding the laundry so I have a clean room to rest in at the end of the day, or prepping breakfast so I have a few extra minutes to sleep in the morning. If you need some help figuring out what some daily acts of self-care are for you, my advice is to start with your pain points. For me this week, that was those epic breakfast battles that we were having. Also the fact that my toenail polish was so chipped, I could not wear sandals for the shame. So those were both easy, quick things that I knew I needed to address when it came to self-care. So once you've addressed some of those pain points and you're in a better place, you can go ahead and just level up. For me, that was asking myself what more I wanted to be doing this week and going to the gym. I had completely let that habit fall away, and I brought it back in once I felt like I had some other things under control. The final step around self-care is really in changing your mindset. You can't resentfully clean the kitchen and then expect to be happy. Instead, wipe those counters, reminding yourself how much you love waking up to a clean slate in the morning, seeing it as an act of taking care of your future self. You're doing that for you the next day. And stop just like mindlessly turning on the TV. Instead, flip it on, relishing that opportunity you have to sit down and relax and enjoy some entertainment. Again, it's not anything that you've earned, because self-care is something that we all deserve and need, but it is something that you're giving to yourself completely guilt-free. All right, well, that is all I've got for you this week. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit that subscribe button if you liked what you saw here. There's plenty more to come. Hit that like button. You have no idea how much it means to the creators that you follow when you support us in that way. It really helps spread our videos to more people. Anyway, I hope you like this one. I hope that you got some good ideas for how you can better incorporate self-care in your life. And as always, remember, if you want an extraordinary life, you got to put in a little bit of that extra effort. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
This is like a little bit of